the closer to the last couple of days, I have been like really, really gassy, and I was like, okay, maybe this is what it is. And today I actually felt nauseated and actually got sick, and so I got in the shower, and then bam. And it's really weird because today of all days is the one day Xavier has not had like a fussy morning. He's sleeping. He's been calm. He woke up all peaceful. He was looking at me, and I was looking at him, and he just ate, and he changed. Like I even changed his diaper while he was sleeping, and he still stayed asleep. So maybe he knew something. I don't know, but so yeah, that's 7 weeks in a nutshell. I'll just do a 7 week shot here, and side, once again, on the other side. It's like really, really hot. So yeah, that's my 7 week, but shot. Yeah, that's 7 weeks. I'm still tired. I'm still, you know, every day is different, pretty much. Same routine, but you know, there are certain things that are different. So 7 weeks in, I'm just going to do a couple of new mommy tips. Tip number 1, try to put the baby on the schedule as soon as you can. Now, the first week that you bring baby home, you guys are still going to kind of be getting to know each other, you know. So I would say the first week home, definitely not. But definitely by the second week, the sooner the better. It'll make your life a lot easier, because I have a friend who doesn't have the baby on the schedule, and she has 2 other kids, and she's like catching all types of hell. I'm a first-time mom, but from having, you know, interacting with other babies, and even my goddaughter when she was an infant, I know a schedule is a big thing. So when Xavier was, I think, 2 weeks old, the day he turned 2 weeks old, I started putting him on a 2.5 to 2.5 hour increment. So even if he was sleeping, I would wake him up at a 2 hour or 2.5 hour mark to wake him up, feed him, change him. So I can start setting his internal clock. And now every 2 hours, if he's hungry, he'll wake up. His internal clock is set to wake up. If he's not hungry, he'll sleep through a feeding, and I don't have to wake him up, so I know he's fine. I've even been able to change him sometimes. Little boys are a little harder to change while they're sleeping. Little girls are a little bit easier, and it's not having to do with any actual body chemistry. I think it's just little boys seem to, I've noticed from dealing with different babies, it's easier to change a little girl while she sleeps. She'll usually stay asleep. A little boy, something about that air, buddy. I don't know. He'll kind of start peeking open, but he let me do it this morning. So I try to change him if he's been sleeping a long time and I know he's not hungry. I try to change on his long stretch of sleep. But if he's just doing a 2 hour, I'll let him sleep through that, and I'll change him as soon as he wakes up. Tip number 2, when it comes to feeding and changing, definitely if you're doing like your late night feeding, definitely change your baby before you feed, because a lot of times if they are not at one of those changing where they'll be up for a while, you definitely want to be able to not have to wake them up to change them. What I mean is, and that was crazy how I said that, but for instance, Xavier, sometimes if I were to feed him first, he would fall asleep after feeding, but he still would be wet. So I know he wouldn't sleep long because he still has a wet diaper. He'd be fussy. So what I do is, in case he falls asleep after a bottle or after a nursing session, he will, I will change him first, so that, if he falls asleep, he'll already be dry and ready to lay down. I don't have to wake him up again or disturb his sleep to change him. I can just lay him down. So definitely always change before you feed. Unless they pee again soon after you feed, then obviously change them. But that's one tip that's helped me, especially at my late night feedings, because I used to do it the opposite way. I used to change him first, feed him first and then change him, and I couldn't figure out why he would never want to go back to sleep, because he's up now. Like, he's fed and he's up. So, warm bottle, warm mother's milk will relax and put him to sleep. Number 3, if you have a fussy baby and they've been about 3 to 4 weeks old, and here's mine, he's starting to wake up. And he does this, I don't wake him, I let him wake up. But sometimes he'll whine and he'll just kind of lay back down. But a bath, a warm bath before bed. Usually we'll have him sleep a few hours through the night. Xavier now slept he woke up at 2 for a feeding and a change, and he didn't wake up again until 8. So 8 in the morning, because I gave him a bath. Oh, another thing, every time they make a sound or they wince or they cry out, doesn't mean that there's something wrong. Sometimes they're just, like in this case, he just adjusted himself. He flipped over, so he kind of, yeah, he's back to, he just changed position, so he can unwind. That's why I don't rush to him, because he might still be in his sleep and just trying to get comfortable again. Definitely pay attention to cues. It may be hard the first couple of weeks, but around week 3, you should kind of tell their cries a little bit. I'm not saying to be like the baby whisperer or anything like that. I know that when he does a long cry that pauses, and then he cries again, like he holds his cry, like they're like, and they, and again, you know, where they're like, obviously still crying, but you hear no sound. Yeah, they're over it, okay? And usually that's a cry when they're not hungry, they're not wet, they just kind of want to be held, and they don't want to be where they are. They want to be in their crib, they want to be, that's when you pick them up. I really don't do the cry it out method. I've attempted it a couple of times. I usually only do the cry it out method if I know for a fact he's sleepy and he's just restless and he does not want to, like, hope rocking him doesn't work. He's not hungry. He's not, he's not wet. Usually I do that and he'll go to sleep. Now, if you do the cry it out method and their cry starts to tremble, like he starts to, just let it go. Don't just let baby cry themselves to sleep, because he has cried himself to sleep, but it's been like kind of one of those like whiny cries, and he'll go to sleep because he's so tired. But when they've had it and they're shaking and they're like, you hear nothing coming out, they do that long hold of a cry. That crying out method is not working. Pick your baby up. What else? There's some other things that I've been doing with him to make life, as far as traveling, because we did go to North Carolina, just, daily out and about with him, a little bit easier when it comes to feedings and things like that. So I will put some of my favorite, or my mommy must-haves in another video, or my top 5 things I'm using right now for him for the month of, I'll say for his first month. We'll do that because it won't be 2 months on the 19th, and if something changes, I'll do a 2-month update on my top 5. So I'm going to do another video, and it's going to be my top maybe 5 or 10 things, I'm not really sure, of what I've been using for the first month for a baby, or mommy must-haves that I feel have helped me. This is not, you must have it, it's just my suggestion that's helped me out as a first-time mom. So this is my 7-week update. I didn't mean it could be this long, but thank you guys for watching. Rate, comment, and subscribe, and see you next video.